stops you because you start going into something that I was talking about the whole cheating and this and that thing.
Right.
And I have particular issues about such, not just from personal experience, but just from lifetime experience.
Right.
And we're talking as a black man and black woman. We're not, although we could talk as just a man and woman, I think, like anything in our community, things are exacerbated.
True.
And if you try to look at it from, well, it's just a male female thing, everything that goes into play doesn't get the right amount of weight. It doesn't get the right amount of talk.
Right.
But and we just gonna let it fly. We're not gonna censor anything or whatever. But I'm just like this whole thing. Remember, we was watching those episodes with the people getting caught supposedly cheating
Oh, yes. Yes.
by their partners and flipping out. Everything from hurting them to damaging property,
Yes,
etc.,
and those
etc.
women beating up on those guys.
Oh yeah, well you know that. You again, and again, we're talking about our community, so we're talking about everything from people uh, poisoning, throwing chemical poisons on each other,
Right.
beating each other up, murder, straight up murder, running people over, shooting them, stabbing them, cutting them, setting the dick on fire. The one where the girl set the man's penis on fire
Yes,
when he was
out of
asleep.
control.
You know,
Out of control.
of course, they didn't show the aftermath because I can just imagine. But so cheating, don't like that connotation because it infers you're playing a game. We know what people are talking about when they say cheating.
Right.
That means somebody uh, particularly is seeing someone else, had sex with someone else, to some people even talking to someone else
Yes.
other than your
And how crazy and
specific
insane is
partner.
that?
Right. Your specific partner is cheating.
Right.
Uh, whoa. Madness. First of all, there's no cheating. The reason you have such a big problem with it, hey, yeah, nobody wants to so-called be made a fool. There are concerns for people going outside of their relationship, whether they're married or not. If you're in a formal relationship,
Right.
well, we just dating regular in a formal dating relationship. We're not living together. We're not this and that. Okay, so things may not carry as much weight, but the weight of it is still there because you are relating with this other person. Like the one lady said, Esther Farrell, she said they're good at communicating, texting, talking, email, but they're not good at relating.
Yes.
Because relating means you have to deal with another individual. And dealing means you get to know them, know their peculiarities, their uniqueness. It's not cookie cutter. And it's not one size fits all. I think people just aren't getting into the right conversation when they start dealing with folks. Now you just saw something where the woman killed the man after 2 weeks, and she's thinking, "Oh, I met the love of my life. It's all great,"
Yes.
and he's like, "Well, we just having fun." I
And
never.
what else would a normal person be thinking after 2 weeks of knowing somebody, and then they said she sent a text about, oh, the sex was amazing, you're my king, and okay, I understand, we get the emotions attached to it, and just like you said, these women, not all, but a lot of them, are sexless. So when they do get some dick, and the dick is good, they lose their mind.
Okay, so what about the men who do the same thing?
The men do the same thing too. They're, for whatever reason, it could be a married man who's not getting it, it could be a single brother who's not getting it. or whatever he's getting is not satisfying him, or she's not doing the things that he likes because she doesn't want to have the conversation, or because they've had the conversation and she said, hell no, you ain't doing that to me and I ain't doing that to you. So then he's sexually frustrated. He comes across somebody who does the things he likes, listens to what he has to say, is encouraging to him, doesn't demean him, doesn't belittle him, and before you know it, they're in love. I've had the experience personally many times, and that's not to brag. That's almost embarrassing that the situation is that bad out there. That's what happens.
So
It's embarrassing to me to know that there are that many desperate men out there because there's no women out there that they can find that can do the things that they want to do.
well, wait a minute. What do you mean by that? The men can't find women to do the things they want to do. They're in it with them. They're married to them. They're dating them. So what is this? I can't find somebody to do what I want to do. What are you doing with someone if they're not capable, willing? Remember, there's only three questions. Does my partner know what I want, need, or desire? Are they able, and are they willing? Most of the time, people are able. Okay, and I'm going to go out and say more than 95% of the time, people are able. Now, it may take a little work, it may take a little finessing, but they're able.
Right.
The big question out of those three is the willing.
Right.
Are they willing? Are you willing to work extra to put some money aside so we can get a decent place to live? Are you willing to work with me and do different practices and exercises so we can solidify our relationship? Are you willing to sit down and talk with me about some issues going on with maybe my sexuality or pregnancy or child rearing or future stuff that we both say we want, but we're not necessarily in a place to get to? I mean, those conversations, people are talk all that, oh, communication is important and I like talking with my partner, but they're talking about bullshit.
Oh, wait a minute. You just said a minute ago, prior to leading into this, what are they doing? What did I mean by saying, they can't find people who do what
Right. What are you doing with somebody that is not doing what you want?
The divorce rate shows you that people are with women or with men, and men are with women, or even now same sex, because they get divorced just like us.
Yes.
They can get married. So plenty of people are out there married to the wrong person. Plenty of people, for whatever reason. She was cute. My mother said I had to. He's got the money. My daddy said I had to. Oh, the pussy was good, so I married her, and I wanted to keep it for myself. I mean, all kind of dumb shit. It just happened. It was the right thing at the right time. He was what I thought I was looking for. She was what I thought I was looking for. It happens all the time. And then instead of having a conversation with one another and saying this isn't working, let's part ways, you stay stuck in that shit. And then he is so-called cheating, and then she's got to go so-called cheat. For what?
What, to play the tit for tat to get back at him?
Yeah. Or just have the conversation and say, you know what, babe, it's not working. You're what I wanted at the time. Let's just end this amicably and keep it moving.
Okay.
Not shoot him in his forehead.
So, is it cheating or is it something else going on? Because, see, I don't
use the word cheating because I don't agree with monogamy in the first place. So, it's not cheating.
Well, that's what I mean. So, because if it's all
that
this...
That is the word that people use because that's what's the norm. Being married is the norm, whether you're straight or gay. And if you step outside of that, it's cheating. If you have the mindset of non-monogamy, then no, that word doesn't enter into your vocabulary. That's the word we have to use because that's the word people understand. So
the whole cheating thing, we're looking at this from a standpoint, is it something else? Because I truly believe it's something else. What I mean by this is this. people need to stop messing around with the notion of false monogamy. Now, even though it's nothing new that she talked about, again, I'll talk about it, Esther Peel. I'll talk about Sister Shahrazad Ali, who talked about it. Those are the two most prominent that come to mind. Dr. Umar as late has talked about it in his way of his version, his view of it, where people need to get off of this one person for the rest of your life till death do you part. And now that you're living longer, that's a mighty long damn time. And that's not
now that we're all healthy,
yeah, they're gonna keep you living
I'm 90.
so that you can suffer more with this individual that can't stand your ass. Because for the last 20 years out of this 30-year relationship, I've been mad at you for something you said to my sister. I mean, madness like that is going on. Sexless marriage, don't even understand where the hell that comes from.
Right.
Now, when you talk about the mainstream Caucasian population, yeah, you got people who are into that because of stress in their work and their this and their that, and okay, I get it. And you got plenty of black couples doing the same thing. But I can't remember growing up ever being even given an inkling or thought that that kind of thing going on was okay, or that it was happening. I know it wasn't happening where I was at, where I was living. I know that, okay? And most other black people that are over 40 should know that. But the younger generations, they could see it. Now, yeah, there's this extra increased burden of stress and more technology putting you in touch with more people, so more opportunities, women outside of the home, etc., etc. But I don't think people activity is that different. I think because of that stuff, the discretion that was once available, not so much that some people don't want it, that was available just isn't there. Look at the difference between when computers first, the desktop computers start hitting the home versus now where people even just can get on any kind of computer thing you want on their phones.
Right.
So the discretion level you have where people can tap into your stuff, look at what's going on, steal your emails, steal your messages, do all that. I mean, what's going on? So people can't do the clandestine activities that they once did, and even if it wasn't clandestine and it was mature and done in an openness, done with the spirit of openness, yet limited to who was exposed to it, that's all gone.
I know, but that's what we were saying when you were showing me those crazy World Star Hip Hop things. Everything is being recorded.
And I want to go on record for saying, I could care less what the people think. I'm going to go on record for saying that goddamn website is criminal. Why people allow it to go on when people committing criminal acts on there, but then you complain about, oh, people killing black people and people online, this and that. Shut up with it. The people on there are committing goddamn crimes and you standing around watching it, taping it, filming it. I'll lock your ass up. Knock you upside your damn head for taping it instead of stopping that madness.
Right.
That's how I personally feel, and I back that up. Okay? Done with the madness. But people getting in all that cheap stuff and going back and forth, it's first of all, like the one group of people said, it's not worth it. Fighting over a man or woman isn't worth it. If it's your husband, wife, and somebody is trying to harm them, commits a real offense against them, like if I'm walking with you and you ain't got your tits and ass out, like the majority of women that are walking around with their husband and boyfriends, like the women have said, you put the man's life at risk. Because if a man says something to you out of the way, or does something to you out of the way, that man standing next to you, if he doesn't step up and address that, I don't care what you say, you're not going to look at him as a man. As a woman, you're not going to look at him as a man, no matter how wrong you were. You're not going to look at him as a man if he doesn't step up to that. And so now, he may step up to somebody that you don't know, you wind up cutting his throat or shooting him.
Shoot you both.
Or beat the crap out of him.
People are crazy.
So women have to take that into account.
Yeah.
But this whole back and forth fighting over a man, woman, why? You put yourself in more jeopardy. It doesn't look good. You don't get any real justice from it. Rather than, be cool with it. All the taping and I'm gonna take this to court this so I don't have to pay the child support because I caught her cheating. I don't have to pay this and that because I caught him cheating.
Right.
I'm gonna get the alimony because I caught him cheating and doing this and that. But it kills me. The people want that, and you always ask them, you say, how come you just ain't talk to them and say you want to be with somebody else? Now, I like how Sister Ali said it. Yeah, women always trying to tell the brothers, oh, you can tell me the truth. You want to be with somebody else. Why didn't you just tell me? You know it's not going to go down like that. And some brother come to the sister and say, look, I want to get with this woman. I feel like, I'm jiving better with her. And, I want to try things out with her. And, I'm just not feeling where our relationship is going. And I want to break it off. You're going to be called everything in the book and maybe something done to you or your property.
You better hope she don't punch you.
So, not going to go down like that. Sisters, same way. You're going to tell a brother, and I used to always tell the younger people, especially through people that are in the services that go different places and everything, who you have at home. So,
you know what?
Who you have at home.
Oh, right.
You know if you have a crazy person that is possessive and
gonna go off with
right.
Try to
and you also know if you have a person you can sit down and have an adult conversation with.
Right.
So if you need to have that conversation, you need to have some people around that can back you up. And I suggest for women, stop bringing your girlfriends and other people. Find some stand-up men that can defend themselves and know how to defend you without a firearm, meaning they know how to handle themselves, to sit there with you just as a backup to mediate. Ain't no beef, no harm, no foul. I'm just here to make sure things don't get out of hand. That's it. I don't have a stake in this. I could care less. Yeah, people try to deflect on that because they might be hurt, especially the men. Their ego gonna get crushed when you tell them, look, bro, I'm not trying to deal with you anymore. I don't, feel it's going where I would like it to go. I think we should just stop seeing each other, okay? And we need to be able to do that. If we want to cut the violence and the BS out, then we need to cut out the show from people reveling in other people's BS and posting it all over and talking about it. It is crap.
It's so insane.
It is crap. And the whole cheating thing comes down to, guess what? If a person feels they need something and they don't feel comfortable enough coming to you, regardless of their education level, their background, and this and that,
right.
And being able to talk to you as their supposed partner, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife,
yeah.
Then you should be able to say, hey, I need to discuss this. And if not, then you with the wrong person. Well, most people like that. So sit down with these most people and talk to them and say, look, I don't want us to have to keep secrets from each other. But I always say this to women, the hardest thing is for a man to tell a woman he loves that he want to be with another woman. Because me being with another woman has nothing to do with me loving you. But you have to be able to get that message in your head. And when
that's nothing to do with you. You can't help your woman partner get that in her head. You can't talk to her about it. You can't convince her. You cannot have anything to do with that process. That is her work to do. That is her self-esteem. That is her self-respect. She has to know her worth, and it has nothing to do with Susie's worth or Melissa's worth or Mary Jo or Susie Beth or whoever else. It has nothing to do with you. Another man having feelings for another woman is what it is. Natural nature, whatever you want to call it. Women have to get that in their heads. You're not less of a woman. You shouldn't feel like less of a woman. And if you do, go out, get your hair done, buy yourself some new lipstick, whatever it takes for you to feel a little bit better about yourself. And it's nothing to do with
how are they going to feel that way when everything and every person they're dealing with, see and talk to, says just the opposite.
If every person and you see or deal with is telling you to go stand out and play in oncoming traffic does it, you're gonna do it too, and it's nothing to do with it.
No, you're not, because it's not the same kind of buy-in.
It doesn't matter. It's all the same mindset. You don't follow and do what people are doing because that's the norm. That's the thing you go away from, the norm, because the norm is where, most of the crazy people are going. So you come over here and find your own path and do your own thing for what feels good for you, what works for you in your household. Screw everybody else. There's nothing else to do. They're not living your life.
Yeah.
I have plenty of women friends who understand, wow, that's an alternative lifestyle, but you know what? I wish I could do that. I wish I had the nerve. I wish I had the gumption. I wish I had the attitude. I've heard that, and I've heard, bitch, you crazy. I've heard.
Really?
Yeah. Would you really share your husband? Yeah, I really would. I
But
told
why do they think it? So why do they think you're
come on
crazy?
down. You could come most definitely. She was like, oh my God, I never had a female friend who would invite me to come to their house. I'm like, I wasn't just inviting you to come to my house, I was inviting you to come be with me and my husband. That's what I'm inviting you for.
Yeah, but see, this is where most people are taking. Oh, y'all freaky, trying to have threesome swinging and this and that, and they go straight to the sex thing when it's not a sex thing. Instead of taking it to, we're coming to share with you and coming together. You're not coming to be with people to play sex games, to do all that other stuff. You don't have to have serious discussion for that. That is a natural function